So today I'm just still continuing with the permissions. So I'm just refactoring everything that I had built earlier on. And so right now I'm actually getting like the flag for displaying the buttons if somebody doesn't have the permissions to access a particular module or a particular page within the system. So that's what I'm currently implementing at the moment. So yeah, that's all we are working on today. And we actually realized that if somebody forgets a password, there's no other way of like resetting their password. So what I'm talking about is that link for forgot your password that you find on the sign up page. We haven't actually added that part, like I just realized right now. So let me just show you. And for those who are new here, my name is Tawanda. I build software applications, systems, and websites. So in the upcoming videos, I'll also be sharing some content of how I conduct or do my web design code calls, and how I book meetings. And sometimes, yeah, you call 15 guys and you book only one meeting. Sometimes you don't even book. So I'll just be transparent with about the whole process. I'll show you. I'll have you guys. We can listen. You can actually listen on the conversation that I'll be having with this prospect. So yeah. Anyway, back to today's thing. So let me just show you what I meant about the forgot password. So if you check here, so right now I was just adding some permissions to the reports sourced by month. So this is the web design company. But anyways, so if I come through and log out, see, if we check the home page, there is no forgot your password link. So if somebody forgets their password, there is no way of resetting it. So the implementation that we actually want to do is, I think everybody who knows this, but we just want to like send them an OTP verification so that they have a chance to reset their password. So they will log in with the OTP that we send them, and then after they've logged in the application, and then they can just come to the settings. So let me just log in and show you. Okay, so they'll just come to the settings, and then under passwords, they'll just come and enter their new password, confirm, save changes, and everything will be sorted. They'll be good to go. So yeah, that's the implementation that I also have to add on today, but after I'm done with the permissions thing that I'm currently working on right now. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll move. Okay, so I actually hadn't like shown you guys the implementation of getting the permissions from the backend. Like we created a new service, and within that service we have a method check permissions. So within the check permissions method, we pass in the page permissions, right? So let's say you're viewing the expenses page. So on the expenses page, we have something like 5 or 6 permissions that you need. So that is the expenses grad. So those are 4 permissions, and then the permission for reading the list of all the expenses that the business has incurred, and then the last one, the 6th one, which is the permission to search the expenses that you currently have. Like search from the list, so that maybe if you have more than 100 expenses, you don't need to scroll down looking one by one. You can just type in the name of the expense, and then it will show you maybe if there is a category of that expense, you can just search by category, and then it will show you all the expenses within that category. So that component is having 6 permissions. So those are the page permissions that are passing in to the check permissions method, and then we make a call to the backend, and then we await that result. So that's how we are displaying. That's how we are fetching the permissions from the backend. And the reason why we've done this is the first implementation, each and every row had all the permissions that we have. It was showing all the permissions for all the pages that we have. So each time you redirect to another page, it will make a call to fetch something like 1,000 permissions, and then each time you click another button, it makes a call for those same number of permissions, that is more than 1,000. So I'm just giving an example here. But by doing this implementation, or by taking this approach of passing in page permissions into the check permissions method, it's just going to take those 6 permissions for that page, and then it goes to the backend, retrieves those and checks if you have those permissions, and then yeah, that's it. So this is sort of like to enhance the performance that we have, and also enhance the security of the whole system by reducing the number of API requests that have to be done when accessing each and every component or each and every page within the system. So I'll also show you that. But right now I'm just going to continue with the implementation for all the other pages that are left. I think 5. Sorry, I meant to say components. So I think I'm left with doing this implementation for something like 4 or 5 modules. Then the permissions thing, I think I'll put it to rest for a few days. Possibly I might make another video just talking about the permissions as well. But I think this is the 3rd video that I'm recording, and I'm still talking about permission. So we are heavily invested in the security of the system. So just trying to patch up everything before we roll out the system. So we don't want to have any issues with our clients. We don't want to be moving around each and every week, visiting possibly some guys who are out there in Kariba, and then want to move to another city which is sort of like in the opposite direction. So we just want to have everything figured out in terms of security, and then yeah, we'll start rolling out the system. Currently we already have some guys who are already using the system, but we definitely gonna have like to release the new update, and then we update their currently existing databases, and also yeah, like the system that we have. So just upgrade them to the latest version that we have right now. So yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, we move. Alright, so actually I had to re-record this part, because I think when I was recording whilst I was in my room, I had messed up the recording angle, so I just recorded it whilst I was outside. So this is the new implementation that we have. So we have this variable page permissions, right, and it has got these permissions in an array. So invoice create, so take the invoice CRUD, and then that permission for reading the list of invoices that have been generated, and also for searching the invoices that we have, right? And then we have display disable pattern. So this is the value, this is the property of the value that we are passing in. So get config the file in the utilities that has got this hide if no permission. So if you don't have a permission, we are saying this value can either return true or false, but it's actually coming from the backend. And then so in our mounted component here, earlier on we had we're getting this from local storage, but now we're getting this from this API service, which is permission service. Then we've got the check permissions method, which takes page parameters, so page permissions as a parameter, and then we return, we get the result, and then we pass that result to these two permissions. So our permissions are actually an object. Oh, okay, I assumed somebody was calling me. So permissions are actually an object. So this is how we are checking if this permission is actually in our object here, and then we pass this down to the invoice list table. So this is the component for the invoice list table. Somebody's opening the page. Okay, so this is the component for the invoice list table. So we are passing, so we are checking if somebody has the permission to read the list of invoices. If they have, then we display the table. If they don't have, then this component will not be displayed. And then we pass our permissions down as properties. Then we get them here in our table. Right, and then we just look through the permissions that we actually want to check for, whether if you have the permission for reading an invoice in detail, or you have the permission to delete. So if I come to, and then we added also that same implementation in the view invoices. So let me just yeah, so here we did the same thing, view invoices. Yeah, so we did the same thing, passed in the permissions that this page needs, and then it will go and check from our permission service if we have this. And as for the buttons that need to be displayed, few invoices, okay, I think they're at the start of somewhere close here. Oh, okay, yeah. So as for the methods, here they are. We have yes permission, which is going to check if you have this permission. It's taking permission as a parameter. And then for to display the buttons, we are checking if the value for yes permission is going to be returned, and if it returns, then it displays the value. Otherwise, the display of the value will be determined by display disabled buttons, which either returns true or false, and then it will either hide the button completely if you don't have the permission, or it will just disable the permission, but it will disable the button and display it. So yeah, that's the new implementation that we have.